everyone, my name is Sloan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited. We're doing some rare plant shopping at Ted Lare in Cumming, Iowa. They're not normally open in the winter, but they're doing something this year where they're open on some weekends in the winter, and they just got a huge shipment of rare houseplants that they've been posting all over their social media to kind of get everyone pumped up to come this weekend, and it worked. I've been looking forward to this all week, and it looks like a lot of other people have been too, because I pulled in right when they opened and there's a lot of cars in this parking lot. So yeah, I think people are really excited about this. I know that they definitely have some of my wish list plants that I've never seen in real life. So I saw in some photos the Ficus Shivereana and the Aglaonema pictum tricolor. So I'm really excited to see what those look like in real life, and I don't know if I'll take one home or not because I don't know what the prices are, but I do have a 40% off one item coupon that I got for my birthday. If you sign up, they will send you an email each year for 40% off one item, and I think it's like time, you have to use it within like a certain time period or something, but because my birthday's in January, I have until March to use it, but I think I'll probably use it today. I mean, we'll just see what they have and what the prices are, but I think I'll probably use it today. I think that's about it. So let's go inside and see what they have. All right, here we are inside, and like usual, I'm gonna show pretty much all the plants. So get excited, I guess. This is a little ficus area. It looks like they have rubber plants for 15, the smaller ones. There's a bigger one here for 25. That one has a lot on the inside. Oh my goodness. And here is the shivereana. I actually don't like it in real life as much as I expected. It's $500, so it will not be coming home with me. I can share that much. Yeah, I don't know. It looks a lot like the Taneki, like more than I expected that it would in real life. I still would like one, but I don't think I would pay, you know, a crazy amount for one. I think it's really interesting sometimes how plants surprise you. Like you see them online and either you don't like them or you do like them, and then you see them in person and your opinions are totally different. But yeah, this one just doesn't like call to me in person. It looks like there's a few more back here and they're a little bit different. This one's got more of the green in the middle. And yeah, I think they're all 500, which is more than I'm willing to pay for this. I think I would spend like $50 at most on this plant. That's surprising though, because this has been on my wish list. All right, well, we will keep going. It looks like this is, I think these are creeping ivy, is that what they're called? Creeping fig. They wanted to be right in the camera for $8. And then there's some Ficus triangularis. I have my Ficus triangularis is from here. This one's 25. Mine has no leaves on it right now. It's not very happy. And then in the back, some fiddly figs and a Ficus Audrey. Let's see how much this Audrey is. For 30. Audreys are really easy plants for sure, and they're fuzzy, which I love. Looks like some more Ficus Audreys here. This one's 20 and she's pretty tall. Now we're kind of into the peperomias. So there's a bunch of watermelon peperomias back here that are actually, oh my gosh, this is a huge pot of watermelon peperomias, and a bunch of them are flowering. And it looks like it's 25. That's a pretty good deal for a massive plant. These peperomias are, what are these? Happy Bean, that's a cute name. And then over here, these are Peperomia Little Tuscanys. I've kind of started really liking these. I think I might get one at some point. I kind of actually like the little leaves a lot. Let's see what the price on this little leaf one is. So this one is 20. Actually, I wonder if so that's a Little Tuscany. What's this one? Okay, so this is a Peperomia Frost. So the Little Tuscany is almost like a tiny leaf version of the Frost. That is so fun. I think this is a Dischidia dragon scale, if I remember correctly. Where is the name? Dragon Jade for 55. I don't completely understand the hype for these, I'm not gonna lie. And for $50, this is a Dischidia Snaily. Interesting. When they were posting pictures online, I saw this little turtle and I thought it was cute that he's frowning, but I didn't realize that he would hang on the edge of a pot like that. That looks so silly for a turtle to do that, but I like his little frowny face. Looks like they have some string of turtles here. This one is $40. So I actually think string of turtles must have gone up in price because I got my string of turtles here and it was not that expensive. So that's interesting. And it looks like in the back there's a Dischidia string of nickels. I like that. I don't think I've ever seen that for $50. Some string of dolphins. These are $45. Here's some Tradescantias. I usually don't see these in tiny pots. This one's only $8. It's a Tradescantia Bubble Gum. And then they have like the little tiny ones. Well, I shouldn't say tiny. The leaves are tiny. Obviously, the plant itself is not. Oh, it's really heavy. Okay. This one's a bit easier to see the price on. It's $30. A Callisa Pink Lady is what it said. So cute and tiny. In the back here, it looks like there are some desert rose. They're pretty. They're $65. Over here, there are some night blooming cacti. I think that the blooms on these are really interesting. These are $55. Some cacti over here. I really like this one. Every time I touch it, it's just softer than I would think. And oh gosh, it's a Hatiora S Dancing Bones for $70. And there are some Ric Rac Cacti. I think that's what these are? Yeah, for $16. Over here, there are some succulents. I think these are Horthias, I'm pretty sure. Probably, it doesn't say. And then some string of pearls. Some of them are variegated. String of hearts. I wonder when we will see variegated string of hearts more often in person, because I feel like I see variegated string of pearls, but not so much the variegated string of hearts. I've never seen a variegated string of hearts in person, and I want one. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, this is in the tiniest, cutest little pot. It's $10, a Buddha temple. That feels very scary to pick up. It's very delicate. And then there are some crotons. Looks like this is a little section where they have some carnivorous plants. This is the tiniest little pitcher. It's very cute for $8. I really want to get a pitcher plant, but I'm hoping to find one that's a little bit more established. Ooh, here we are, some rare Syngonium. I'm excited to look into this section a bit more. Ooh, I'm pumped. So I'm guessing this is a Syngonium Pink Splash for $119. I think, so 40% off of that would not be too bad. So that's a possibility, but that is not technically a wish list plant of mine. I would be, yeah, I do like it though. I like all the pink a lot. That could be a good purchase. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. This one is a Syngonium Strawberry Ice for $250. I didn't expect the leaves to look like this. They look very brown and like, kind of like they went through a blender in a weird way. Interesting. Yeah, can't say that I really like the look of this one. This is a Caladium lindenii for $115. I really love the size of the leaves. And yeah, that's a really pretty one. This one is an Erythrophyllum Red Arrow. I can't say I know that much about this one, but the leaves are really interesting. There's another pink splash right here. This one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's coming out of that pot back there. We'll see if I can reach it. Oh yeah, it's the Syngonium Tri-Leaf Wonder for $70. I really hate the way that it is currently growing, but you could easily stake it up and that would improve it a bit more. And it looks like there's quite a few Tri-Leaf Wonders back there, maybe, I think. At least like this one, I feel like is. This Syngonium Pink Splash needs a price reduction in comparison to the other ones. Like, oh, this poor thing. Oh my goodness. Here's another Strawberry Ice kind of closer up, and it does look like this looks like, you know, strawberry ice cream. I like that. That's probably why it has its name. I don't technically know that. I'm guessing this one is also a Strawberry Ice then. Oh, See, that's gorgeous. So when they put out these pink leaves, I very much enjoy that, but I feel like quite a few of them look like this, which I'm not as into. I think this is, yeah, Syngonium batik. That's a fun plant. Let's see the price on it. It's $65. It's kind of growing crazy too. Here's a Syngonium pink spot for $80. And this is another Syngonium pink spot for $80 that I like the leaves a bit more. They're a bit more pink. Here's a Syngonium aurea for $250, which I actually thought was not a mojito, an albo for a second. So I was kind of surprised this was an aurea. And here's a Syngonium Three Kings for $120. I really like this one. Wow, that's really pretty. I think they only have one Syngonium mojito and it's $125. It looks like it has maybe like 5 leaves. This is on my wish list. And I do love the leaves, but I don't know if this is one that I'll just get as a cutting from someone at some point. That's kind of what I've been leaning towards doing. I don't know. Here's another Syngonium Three Kings that's a little bit bigger, but I think is the same price. Yeah, it's $120. It's got some really pretty leaves. I really like Syngonium. Oh wait, I found another Syngonium mojito. I really, really love this plant. And it's $125. The leaves are surprisingly big also. It's like the size of my hand. It's also, I kind of love that they're misshapen. Like, see how the left side is kind of like bigger than the right? Gives it some character. I don't know, I kind of love it. So I'm pretty sure these are Rhaphidophora decursivas. Oh, Rhaphidophora dragon's tail. And they are $55. I don't see these very often around here. This is a Homelamina Golden Sunshine, and it's only $25. I really love the Homelamina leaves. I just think they're shaped really cool. And this is a Homelamina rubescena, I think it says. I've never seen one of these. I do want to get a Homelamina at some point, but I really like the Homelamina Selby is probably what I'll end up getting. This looks like their little bonsai section, and they have a lot of bonsai pots, which is nice. I actually own this one. I didn't buy it here, but I have a plant in it, and I like that they have a white one. These, I feel like, are more difficult to find than you would expect. And then they have a bunch of moss pools back here, and it is ridiculously hard to find tiny moss pools, so this is really awesome that they have these. When I make my own moss pools, I kind of make them a bit smaller. Like, see how this is kind of chunky? So that's the only thing, is that like if you put this in a tiny pot, it's gonna look kind of big, but it's $12, which is really not bad for a moss pool, especially in comparison to ordering these online. When I was looking, they were a lot more expensive. They have a class going on in here, which is why it's maybe like a little bit louder than the last time I did a video in here, but I did want to show you their little green wall because it's so gorgeous. And it's kind of decorated for summer right now, which is fun. Ooh, I'm excited about this section. Oh my goodness. Epipremnum pinnatum variegata for $170. Oh, and they're like already fenestrated in the middle. That's a tempting one. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in real life. And when I see pictures, I always felt like the leaves were thicker than this. So this is interesting. But this leaf, what a fun leaf. Not this one. Don't focus on that one. This one. I love that leaf. Oh, guys, how am I gonna decide what to buy? I only have one. You can only get 40% off one item, which means I'm only buying one expensive plant probably. There's some Cebu Blue pothos down here for $55. Still don't have one of these technically. Maybe one day. Some Jade pothos for $25 and some neon pothos for $13. Some Scindapsus here. This is a silver satin for $55. Their leaves are really big in comparison to the Argyrius. I am really drawn to these marble queens. If these are marble queens, like that's a very pure white on that leaf. Wow. And it's a marble queen and it's only 10. I technically have a marble queen, but the leaves are more of like this, I guess. Like it's almost more of like a yellow. I'm really, really drawn to this. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. And like this one, that is so white. I wonder if they stay that way. Like it looks like they do because, well, that one's more yellow, but yeah, I don't think this one's gonna fade back because that's not a new leaf. That's so cool. There's some more Cebu blues over here on little like round trellis things. This one is 50. Some golden pothos for only $7. It's got some pretty like white almost there. Here's some enjoys. This one is 40 and it's really full. Oh, over here is the Homelomina Selby for 80. So yeah, this is the one that I like. I should have bought one when I was at Renovation Jungle the first time I saw it, but I tend to not buy plants the first time I see them. I tend to like go home, think about it, research, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think this is such a pretty plant, and I like having at least one plant of like every genus. I think is kind of fun. So I don't have a Homelomina. And here's another one of the golden sunshine, and I kind of want one of these too, actually. Like that leaf shape is just really cool. They have some red marantas. So this one is only $10. And here is a Cissus discolor for 60. All right, guys, I think we're almost at the Aglaonema Pictum tricolors. We haven't even made it to like, they have a bunch of Thai constellations and like albo monsters and stuff. We haven't made it over there, but this is at least part of their Aglaonema section. Here's an Aglaonema Platinum for 35. I've never seen one of these, and it's not particularly expensive, but it's really cool. This is also a really cool one. Ooh, what is this? Aglaonema Bamboo. I like that. So one thing about the Pictum tricolors that I've heard, they kind of grow like this, where there's like a big stalk, and then, you know, it's kind of like bare towards the bottom. So I've heard mixed thoughts on that particular plant, but I do really like the coloring of this leaf and how skinny it is. Maybe at some point I'll get one of these. I can't say that this like particular plant, you know, calls to me. It's kind of leaning, but if there was a different one, I'd think about it. But it's the only one. This is an Aglaonema green bowl. And then there are a bunch of Schlafleras over here. Many Schlafleras. I suppose I could show you the price of at least one. Yeah, $9. Oh, look at all these Aglaonema Pictum tricolors. Oh my goodness. How much do you think they are? Do I want to know? I feel like they're going to be really expensive. The moment of truth. Wait, they're only 90. Isn't that crazy? Only 90? That's still a lot of money. But like, with how expensive those ficus were, oof, that is tempting. Like, I have never seen someone sell these around where I live. Not online, like not on Facebook, not anywhere, not in any like groups that I'm in. I will say that like, I'll pop up a picture of like a really, really beautiful Aglaonema Pictum tricolor specimen, so you can kind of see like what they can look like. And so these don't necessarily look like that, but they're still really pretty. That is super tempting. And then there are some Pilea peperomioides for 20, the Chinese money plant, and some Dieffenbachia over here. Here are some of their snake plants. So I think this is a Jerboa. Yeah, for 20. I have a huge Jerboa, and I got it for like $25, and I'm so proud of it. And then there's a Sansevieria Hanii yellow. Here's a spider plant for $8. Looks like there's also some goldfish plants over here. I love goldfish plants. I don't see any that are blooming, you know, just from giving this a quick glance, or I would show you. They're 15. I'm gonna kind of like look for some blooms because it's worth showing you if they are blooming. But yeah, I don't think I'm seeing anything. Maybe this one has some buds. Nah, just new leaves, I think. But the little blooms are so cute. They look like little goldfish, hence the name. This is a Sansevieria trifasciata, and it needs a repot badly. So I love how Sansevierias kind of do this. They break their pots that they're in because their roots are so crazy. Then there's a bird's nest Sansevieria for 13. I wouldn't mind having one of these. I kind of thought about getting one. And down here, oh, this just poked me, it hurt. What are you? Sansevieria Marcia and Johnny. That's not what I was expecting. It hurt me when I touched it, but it looks really cool. Dangerous though, almost like a cactus. So pokey. Ooh, they have variegated peace lilies for only 30. I've been wanting to get one of these too, just because they're pretty and I don't have a peace lily. Wow, I really like this one, also for 30. Some heartleaf philodendrons. These have some really big leaves for only 9. And polka dot plants for 8. Some ZZ plants for, this one's 15. Oh my goodness. I have a variegated ZZ. Oh, look at that soil. Look how chunky that is. That looks great. Okay, let's really guess the price. I'm not gonna guess actually. 250. I can't say I really like ZZ plants all that much. So yeah, I will not be buying this. I think it's the only one though. So, oh no, there's another one over here. And they have different soil than the others. And it's only one stalk. Yeah, 250. Not for me, but that's a really cool find for someone that really likes ZZ plants for sure. There are some really awesome caladiums and alocasias over here. Ooh. So I think this is the Caladium or Alocasia Hilo Beauty. Yeah, for only 25. That's tempting too, because that's really cheap. I might take one of these home because I've seen pictures online and they looked really cool, and that's a fun plant. I am a little nervous about keeping it alive because my one alocasia doesn't look very good, but you never know. You never know until you try. So I might grab one of these. I love this alocasia stingray that's back here. It looks like it's 60. I didn't realize that they grew that big. That might be like a little too big for my house. This is absolutely gorgeous. It is an Alocasia odora variegated for 200. Is beautiful. Here's another version. Wow. Yeah, 200. Absolutely gorgeous. This is giant, whatever this is. I think it's in, yeah, it's in the little pot that's an Alocasia chantrieri for 173. Yeah, that's massive. There's so many plants in this section and I'm like really struggling to get to all of them. I don't know what this one is. Goodness. Alocasia Pink Dragon for 25. More of the variegated peace lilies with this little Hilo Beauty kind of hiding in there. Look how beautiful that is. This is their Dracaena section. This one here, I'll show you at least one, is a Dracaena reflexa for 8. So I always use my plant shopping trips to like make sure I learn the names of plants, and I definitely didn't know this one. So that's pretty neat. And they're building an entire greenhouse outside. That's completely new. I'm actually shocked that they're doing this in the snow. So yeah, good thing it's like 32 degrees today, which is honestly really warm in comparison to what it's been. So that's good for them. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the greenhouse looks like come spring. Behind me, it looks like there's some Monstera deliciosas for $9. This is a Monstera lechleriana for 240, and I'm like incredibly confused about what is in this pot. Okay, that helps, because it was kind of stuck next to the deliciosas. So I think, so this is what it looks like, but I guess this is what it will look like eventually. Like that looks like that was, yeah, that must have been the leaf it was propagated with. That's pretty neat. It needs a bigger moss bowl for sure, because it's trying to climb. Interesting. I've never seen this in real life before. Here is a, is this a Tribouii Moonlight? What are you? What are you? Yeah, Tribouii Moonlight for 40. Here is a Monstera Albo. Let's see the price on her. 750. She's got a lot of leaves, so that's nice, but like this one is definitely not super happy. This is another Monstera Albo for 750. I love the chunky soil. Here is a Monstera Peru for only 30. I feel like that went down. I feel like these were more expensive last time. They're kind of cool. They remind me of like a snake. Something about the texture. That surprises me. I don't think I've ever like paid attention to these much before, I'm gonna be honest. And here is a really pretty Thai constellation. Oh my goodness. For 1,000. She is beautiful. I have decided that I think I want a Thai constellation and an Albo, but I'm gonna wait until they get cheaper. And I also think I'll probably do like a cutting at some point, or like buy a cutting and propagate it. But yeah, not anytime soon. I don't know what this is, but it's beautiful. What is this? There's so many different like holy, you know, monsteras. But this is the Escolito for $450. That's really cool. I've never seen one of these in real life. That is awesome. Wow, I could stick my whole hand in this hole. I'm not going to, but I could. That is so amazing. That's definitely like the biggest showstopper I have seen here, I think. I don't know what this is, so let's look. Okay, this is another Shivereana for $240, and it's harder to tell like what it'll look like because this one doesn't have that initial propagation leaf. Here's a Monstera standulana variegata for $300. I do really want one of these at some point too, but probably not today because I think that is a little bit out of my price range. There's more Perus over here. Yeah, and these are $30. And some Rhapidophoras. And here's an Epipremnum amplissimum. They're kind of cool, very long leaves. These tiny Rhaphidophora leaves are adorable. I don't think I've ever seen any that small. This, I don't know what this is. Amydrium Spider-Man. Never heard of that, 130. It's like I've got some research to do. I would love to know why it's called that. Don't know what this is either. I love all these tiny moss pools though, they're adorable. Monstera subhidana for 120. What, I'm guessing this is one as well. Yeah, this one's got a bit more leaves. It's kind of cool actually. I didn't expect to really like that. This is a Philodendron subhastatum, and the back of the leaves are really cool looking. Like here's one that you can really see the red backing. That's super gorgeous. Whatever this is kind of falling over, it needs some help. What are you? Okay, it's a Philodendron tripartitum, which makes sense with the 3 leaves. I think that's what this one is back here. And it's a bit of a bigger specimen. I'd probably go with this one for sure. I am guessing it's the same price, although I don't know. And it already has all these aerial roots. So I would think it would be easy to propagate, but I don't actually know that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. This is so many plants. It's crazy. Here's another Philodendron tripartitum. This one is $55. So yeah, that's not a bad price. I want to know what this is. Come on. Oh, I don't think this one has a price. Yeah, that one doesn't have a price. I'll see if I can find another one. But I like the shape of the leaves. Here is a Philodendron Florida Green for $55. Ooh, look at these fuzzy stems. What are you? It's a Philodendron Genevievierum. I have never heard of that, but I love this. I'm gonna look that one up later. Oh, I'm guessing that one is a Philodendron Splendid. Oh no, it's a Melanochrysum for $400. Yeah, so there's a Philodendron Melanochrysum for $400. This one is a Philodendron Golden Dragon for $120. Another Philodendron Golden Dragon, $120. This is really gorgeous. It is a Philodendron Gloriosum. Oh, I've never seen one of these in real life. The only reason I don't want one of these is because, as you can see, it's a crawler, so it like crawls along the edge of the pot, so they take up so much space. So I just don't want to, I don't want to make space for this, honestly. But wow, I didn't expect to like them as much in real life as I do. Like the edging is kind of, so I ran out of storage on my phone and I had to go deal with that, but I don't really know when I stopped talking about the Gloriosum, but I was just really not expecting to like this as much. It's that red on the side of the plant that I really love. Looks like a Philodendron Jose Buono right here for $760. I've never seen one this large. Like that, they are massive. And I used to really want one of these, but I'm kind of questioning, you know, whether I want to dedicate the space in my house to one of these, because I mean, obviously you only have so much room for plants at your house, and especially a plant this big, you can only have so many giant plants. And I don't know, it is absolutely gorgeous though. Looks like some philodendron Brazils down here, always a beaut for 15. My philodendron Brazil, I ended up chopping up the whole thing and propagating it because it just got really sad, but it's still alive, and I'll repot it up probably sometime soon. Looks like some very juvenile silver swords for 100. This one is not so juvenile. Those leaves are pretty long. This is a bigger silver sword. I can't tell how much do you cost? So it's 380, and you can kind of see a bit more on like, it's actually very stiff, stiffer than expected. But yeah, this is what their leaves will look like eventually. This is a philodendron mexicanum for 200. I am guessing that's what that is back there as well, but I suppose I don't know for sure. All right, so my phone gimbal just died. That is 100% my bad. I did not charge it enough before I came, but yeah, the quality of the movement might change a little bit. Here's a philodendron red Congo for $30. Oh my goodness. This philodendron squamiferum, I think it's 100. Yeah, it's $100. Oh, that is so, so, so tempting. I really want one of these. And my philodendron squamiferum I bought as a cutting, and it, like the leaf rotted off. And so it's a node, and there is a growth point. Like, I'm shocked. It's all moldy too. Like, all of the roots are moldy. It looks terrible. But yeah, it would be really nice to just get a full-grown plant, and I've never seen one of these for sale. Looks like there's another one back there as well. Here's a philodendron bipennifolium aurea for 150. Philodendron Florida bronze for 250. I've never heard of that. I thought the only varieties of the Floridas was the beauty, the green, and the ghost. The ghost. I've never heard of the bronze. Interesting. 250. Here's a philodendron Thai sunrise for 150. Some Birkins, I think. Or they're just green princess. They look like Birkins, but without the white. And I think this is an Anthurium superbum. No, Ayanmani, which could be a superbum, I guess. I don't know what the difference is. They kind of grow very similar. Look at all those chunky roots. A philodendron moonlight 6-inch for 35. And a philodendron Genmanii golden for 250. This feels like a very thick tree leaf. Over here is an Anthurium fingers for 65. They look very delicate and also kind of creepy. This one has more fingers. It has 4 fingers. Oh my gosh, this one has 5 fingers. That one's only 3. And it looks like just some regular Anthurium back here, which I kind of think is an underappreciated plant, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think Anthurium leaves are really pretty. And this looks like lettuce. But it is, it's a bird's nest Anthurium for only 50. Yeah, I usually see these for a lot more. It's very interesting to see like how prices for plants change over time. Oh, here's a philodendron melochrysum for 180. I didn't expect to like the look of these as much as I do in real life. Oh, that's gorgeous. Is that a varicosum? Yeah, it's a varicosum for 250. I will not be getting it because I've just heard they're spider mite magnets, and yeah, no, I'm not gonna risk that. But wow, I see why people risk it. There are a bunch of philodendron micans over here, like a lot. Goodness. Let's check on the price on this one. Remember when it was so hard to find philodendron micans? For 60. This looks like a smaller pot, but that's trailing quite a bit, and it's only 20. So yeah, you could probably propagate this. I don't know how well micans propagate though, because I don't have one, but I would think they would propagate fine. It's really quiet in here now because the class ended. I should have waited an hour apparently. This is a philodendron ring of fire for 325. That's pretty. I don't think I would spend that much on one, but it is gorgeous. Some lemon philodendrons. I always want to call these neon philodendrons, like the neon pothos, and I always mess it up. It looks like the philodendron ring of fire for the larger version is 350, and it has these like red spots. My Birkin got these and I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I decided it was fungal, but I really wasn't sure. But if you know what the little like orangish spots are on philodendrons, like please let me know, because I was very confused and I did a ton of research and I just couldn't find like general consensus. I'll put it that way, I guess. A lot of people thought it could be a lot of things. This philodendron jungle boogie is huge and it's 60. It's also kind of got some of those little spots. I don't know what that is. It looks like there's a few pink princesses back there that actually do have some pink, which is cool. And they are 600, I think. Here is a philodendron pandiforme. That's a cool leaf. I've never heard of it. Look at all of these philodendron painted ladies. If I didn't have one, and if it wasn't doing really well, like it's really small, but it's doing really well, I would definitely buy one. This is, I think they've gone down in price a bit, but this is the cheapest I've seen one. It's 70. They're so pretty. One of my favorite plants. I love them. But yeah, I got mine as a cutting and it's put out 3 leaves, working on its 4th. So I think it's doing okay. I don't think I need to buy a full plant of that anytime soon, but I would if I didn't already have one for sure. Ooh, and down here, is this ooh, guess the price. Oh yeah, philodendron Florida mint for $250. So I've heard people, you know, have differing opinions on whether there actually is a mint, but I will admit, like I saw this and the first thing I thought was, that looks minty. I don't know if the mint actually exists or not, but yeah, this is a mint as well. It looks like for $225. And here is their little greenhouse for anthuriums that need like even more humidity. So I guess we'll check it out. I feel bad opening the doors to let the humidity out, and they're also, it's a little bit difficult to film because there's all these like moss poles right in front of it, but I'm gonna do my best. So there's an Anthurium villanorum for 170. A crystallinum back there for 300, which I really want a crystallinum, but I don't think I will get one today. There's an Anthurium bassiae there. Oh, this crystallinum is only 130. So, I mean, with my % off, that's actually a possibility. That one, this one has its price taken off of it. I don't know what it is. And then down here, looks like a bunch of villanorums for 165. I think that's what these all are. So yeah, this one is a real possibility for me, but I don't know. I don't know if I need to have like a more humid setup because I currently don't have a greenhouse. Maybe I'll wait until I get like an IKEA greenhouse. Okay, so I was walking past this plant. It's a Helconia Andromeda for 35, and it's huge. But when I first saw it, it's flowering, and this looks a lot like a bird of paradise flower, like in the coloring, not, and a little bit in the shape. And I just wanted to show you how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. And yeah, you can have this giant massive plant for, I almost ran into a chair. You can have this giant massive plant for $35, and it's flowering. How awesome is that? All right, so I thought I would finish off. This is gonna take me a while, so I'm saying finish off, but this video is not close to done. But I thought we would finish off our plant shopping with all of the Hoya that they have. And last time I was here, they had a bunch of rare Hoya as well, and I didn't know what a lot of them are, and I still don't. I do know what this is, the Hoya Hascheliana, very pretty. It is 116. My goodness, let me know. I don't know enough about Hoya to be like, yeah, that's a good price or not. And I will say, like, where I live, Ted Lare is the only place that you're going to see these plants in person to purchase. So like, they can price it whatever they want. People will buy it. Hoya Enduaniensis for 65. Hoya serpens for 130. Oh, it's so cute. Little round leaves. This looks like it's a Hoya Cipitangensis. See, I can pronounce them better this time than I could last time because I know Hoya's a bit better than I did. This is 65. And I do want to interrupt this regularly scheduled program to show you this beautiful goldfish plant because it's blooming. And I'm going to take the opportunity to show you goldfish plant blooms every chance I freaking get because I love them so much. I am so sad because I nursed my goldfish plant back to health and it looks so good, and then I forgot to water it again, and now I'm nursing it back to health again, and it's like so sad when I see beautiful goldfish plants because I just want mine to look like this, but it will again. They are really easy to nurse back to health in my experience, so it'll bounce back. It'll just take probably by spring, and then maybe it'll flower for me. That'd be awesome. Okay, back to Hoyas. Thank you for enjoying that little interruption. This is a Hoya Engleriana for $81. Oh, this is so pretty. Is this an Australis Lisa? Oh, it's a Hoya obovata variegata for $55, which is honestly, like, that's cheaper than I expected, frankly. So that's cool. I'm guessing this is the same thing, but I just was curious. Yeah, Hoya obovata variegata for $55. There's a bunch of Hoya Matildes right here for $73. And these are Hoya Minabellas for $65. And wow, that feels very thick. I'm trying to figure out what I could describe this as. Feels like a piece of plastic. That's not exciting. That's not an exciting description, but that is what it feels like. This is a Hoya Calladium. Here's a Hoya Polynera for $81. Here's a Hoya species something Merlii. Interesting. Hoya Croniana Splash right here for $89. Trying to make sure I hit all the Hoyas, but some of them look so similar to me. Like, is this the same thing? No. This is a Hoya Croniana Black Leaves. And this is a Hoya Bertione for $40. I think this one has got, oh yeah, she's trailing a lot. And apparently needs repotted, but only one hole has the roots growing out like that. That seems like a good purchase. I don't know. I don't know that much about Hoyas. This is a Hoya elliptica? Yeah, for $100. And here we have a, oh, maybe I can get it out. Hoya, what does that say? Hoya incrustada moonshadow. Fascinating. This leaf is ginormous. What are you? Hoya latifolia big leaf. That is a big leaf. I'm curious to see what these Hoya Curii are at. So this is $50 for Hoya Curii. And then this one is $40 for the Alba Marginata. It's a lot cheaper to buy a small one than it is the big pots of Hoya Curii, that's for sure. Which are up there. We'll see what the prices are on those when I kind of walk around. So this is a Hoya Walleniana something. Here I was like, I'm so much better with the names. I'm really not. Hoya Walleniana for $75. Hoya Patricia for $70. Hoya Incrustada Moonshadow. This one is also $75. Hoya Sunrise for $55. I feel like I've seen this one on the internet, heard about it. Hoya Velosa for $100. This is, goodness, Hoya species UT07334 for $110. And this one is a Hoya Quinquenervia for $81. That leaf is pretty. What is this? Okay, yeah, this is that Moonshadow one again. Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of that one until today. This is a Hoya Multiflora for $25. And here are some of their more common Hoyas. This is a Crimson Queen for $35. This is a Queen too. And then this is a Wayetii for $50, I think. Yeah, $50. And then up there, that Hoya Carrii Albomarginata is $389. And yeah, even though Hoyas take forever to grow, I would still buy this one. I'd buy this one for $40. But that's just me. But I will not be buying a Hoya today because I don't trust myself with them still. So I will enjoy from afar. Here's some Hoya retusas for $31. And this Hoya publicalis is $35. I will be buying a Hoya publicalis at some point. That's my plan. I don't know if I will today. I have no clue what I'm buying today. No clue. This is a Hoya platyphylla for $75. Excuse me, a Dischidia platyphylla. Very similar though. This Hoya realda is $90. This is kind of a cool plant. It's a Hoya Lucardinaceana. We'll call it that for $65. Looks like this one is a Hoya Huangoiana. And it is $65. Yeah, if you're a Hoya lover, definitely tell me what you think of all these Hoyas in the comments. Hoya Cutis porcellana for $55. Sorry, you can't see it that well. There you go. Hoya Cutis priana, something like that, for $55. Hoya Leightonensis for $45. And then this one is a Hoya imbricata for $104. Okay, I think that is pretty much everything. So I'm gonna go into their little gift shop area and kind of look around there and figure out what the heck I'm gonna use this 40% off coupon on. And I will meet you back in the car. Bye. Hello everyone, that was so much fun. Oh my goodness, that was like the best way I could start out my Saturday morning, but it was a little bit overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. I was in Ted Lare for a long time after I stopped recording, like trying to figure out what the heck I wanted to use my 40% off coupon, because it's one thing when you don't have a coupon and it was on one item. So like, it's just one thing when you can like, you walk in, you don't have a coupon, and you just pick out like what I want to pay this price for this plant and you walk away. But like, this is a one-time thing, it expires. Like, I don't know when this is a really good houseplant shipment. Like there's something here. There's too many things. There was too many things that I wanted, but I'll kind of walk you through my thought process and like my top plants that I really thought about getting, because some of them were pretty surprising. So I went back to the Syngoniums and I thought about getting a 3 Kings, which I didn't expect to like those as much, but I didn't like the particular plants they had of those. Like, I mean, I liked them, but they weren't super full, which is fine, but like I just wasn't like, this is the plant. It just didn't feel right. A lot of like me buying plants is like, I walk in, I know what I can take care of, I know what, in general, the plants that I want, but then it's also a feeling like, is this plant the one that I want to like take home to live in my house? And it just didn't feel right. But what did was a Syngonium Pink Splash, and I have never thought about the Syngonium Pink Splash. I have never entertained getting one. I'm generally not like a huge pink plant person, but I have been like really enjoying my Stramanthe Trio Star lately, so maybe that's part of it. But here's a picture of the Syngonium Pink Splash, because I sat there and I thought about this Pink Splash for a long time and I did not take it home. But yeah, I thought about it so much I took a picture of it. But I'll actually be back here in a week. They do classes here at Ted Lare. I've done 2 so far. I've done a gardening class, and I did a class where you like make your own little moss ball thing. And in a week they're doing kokedama balls, which I'll put a picture up of like what that looks like. I don't know. I think I'll get like a ball. Like, I'm going to make this. I don't know what plant will be in it. So, but that'll be fun. Anyway, I'm going to be here in a week. So, you know, if that Pink Splash is there in a week, maybe I'll think about it, but it was $100 and I won't have a coupon, so maybe not. I don't know. I actually do have more coupons though, but they're not that high. I think I'd have like 25% off a purchase of $75 or more. Anyway, I can think about that one for a week if it's still there. It might not still be there, but if it's still there, I can think about it. The next plant that I thought about for a long time was the Aglaonema pictum tricolor. So this plant was my very first wish list plant ever. I saw it and I was like, I need that plant so much. And I was very surprised at the price at Ted Lare. It was a lot cheaper than I was expecting. But I think some of the reason for that is because the specimens that they have aren't the most exciting pictum tricolors. Here's another picture of like a beautiful one. And I think I decided I would just hold out and wait for one of those. And also, I actually don't have any aglaonemas, and I decided that I need to purchase a cheaper aglaonema and practice first. I know that aglaonemas are supposed to be a really easy plant, but I've actually found that I struggle a little bit with monsteras, and those are supposed to be an easy plant. So I think I should try out a cheaper aglaonema first, and that's something I'd recommend for anybody that's like looking into getting into rare plants, is start with cheaper plants first. So I think I'm gonna pick out a cheaper aglaonema. Maybe that aglaonema bamboo could be fun, although I would guess that the care for that is gonna be a little bit different since the leaves were so skinny. But anyway, I passed on the aglaonema pictum tricolor, and then I thought a lot about the philodendron melanochrysum, which surprised me. And now I'm wondering, yeah, I did record that. I was like, I filmed that spot. Yes, I did. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a melanochrysum in real life, and they surprised me. They were really pretty and very elongated, but I passed on that because I don't think they're the most easy philodendron, and I kind of think that that would be something I might want to put in like a greenhouse cabinet. I don't know. I just was feeling like, and I think that one was 200, maybe it was 180, but it was pretty expensive and very small, and I was just like, if this plant dies, I just didn't feel confident in like my ability in taking care of it. And then I thought for a really long time about the philodendron squamiferum, because this was such a hard decision. Because that's also a wish list plant that's been on my wish list for a long time, and the node that I have of a squamiferum looks really bad. It's moldy in a cup. I'll put a picture up. Here you go. This is what it looks like. It looks terrible. This is a problem I've never ran into. I've propagated a lot of plants. I've never had moldy roots, and like, I'm sure people ran into this before. I haven't done anything with it. It looks really bad, but there's a growth point. There is a growth point. So I didn't buy a squamiferum plant for a couple of reasons. One, because part of me is like, well, I do have one already, kind of, and I don't know if that growth point, if a plant actually grows out of that, I'm sure I'll be ecstatic and it'll be so exciting. I don't feel that confident in it, but anyway, I stared. They had two squamiferums. I looked at those for so long, and I really thought about it. And again, it was just like those particular plants just didn't like speak to me. So I passed on those as well. And yeah, I think the only other thing, I thought about the variegated peace lily, but again, I'll be back in a week, and they had a lot of those, and also that's not a very expensive plant. So I'll think about that and maybe pick one up in a week. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. And then I really thought about buying a marble queen. That marble queen pothos with like the very white leaf. And I picked it up, and it was only like $10, and I was like, Sloan, you cannot buy a plant because you like one leaf. You can't do it. And you have a marble queen, and it's happy. It's a small marble queen, but it's happy. You don't need another marble queen. Where are you even gonna put it? So I passed on that, but I really thought about that too. So now I've talked about all the plants that I passed on. Let me show you what I got. So I'm actually back at home. They wrapped all my plants up really well in order to keep them safe from the cold, and I didn't really want to open them and then still have to transport them from my car into my house. So I thought it'd just be easier to share them here. But also for the first plant that I got two, and you can kind of see it right here. So this was actually a really, really easy decision for me. This is the Alocasia or Caladium Hilo Beauty. I think it's often called Alocasia, but it's actually a Caladium. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to, actually do some research on that. But I've seen these online, and I thought they were so, so pretty. I'll show you all the leaves. This one's kind of looking funky. But it was only $25, so it wasn't super expensive, and I've never seen one before. So yeah, I kind of knew that this was one that I really needed to snatch up like right then and there, because I don't know when the next time I will ever see these for sale will be. So this was a super easy decision. What was kind of hard was choosing which one that I wanted, because there was one that had better leaves. Like you can see this one is definitely on its way out. But the reason that I bought this one is because it has two different pups already coming in, which is super awesome. So I could, if I wanted, separate these pups and then have 3 Alocasia Halo Beauties, or just leave them all in one pot and let it be super full. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave it in this pot until it's spring. I'm not gonna touch it because the soil it's in looks like it's probably fine for an alocasia. So I'm just gonna let it live its little plant life for a few months, and then I'll decide what I wanna do. And I'm happy that my boyfriend really liked this one. So I took them home and I showed him first. And I showed him first because I actually bought both of these plants with money that he gave me for my birthday. He gave me money specifically for plants and was like, you have to spend this on plants. So, you know, that's also part of the reason why I branched out a little bit with my plant purchases. It was like the coupon plus it was like gift money. So I felt like I could buy whatever I wanted versus like, you know, spending my own money. So thank you, Brian, for the birthday money. And he really likes this plant. He thought the leaves were really cool. So that's always nice. It's fun to show non-plant people your plants and like ask them what they think, because yeah, he likes the Alocasia Halo Beauty better than the other plant that I purchased, which was my expensive purchase, and you are gonna be so surprised. So I bought a Philodendron Gloriosa. And I'm laughing because like I just always said, I don't want a Philodendron Gloriosum. I don't want any part of that. They're crawlers, they take up so much space. Like, nope, not gonna worry about it, not interested, and here I am. So I already heard me talk about how I walked around the whole store, like looking at plants and deciding, and this is the one that just really called to me. I've never seen one in person, and the red sides are just so beautiful. I mean, part of the reason I think I haven't really like super been interested in this plant looks wise is just because you can't really see that on camera. Like I'm trying to show you and it's so difficult to show you, but it's just so beautiful. I am going to put this one in a rectangular pot. Also in a couple months, I'll let it sit in here until spring, because the thing about Gloriosums, and like part of the reason I've been like, no, I don't want one, is because they will crawl across a pot. So they need a rectangular pot, and it's difficult to like keep purchasing really large rectangular pots, and they get really big. But you know, I bought it. I can always resell it someday if I decide I don't want it. I love it right now. But yeah, it's already like crawling out of the pot. And this was $200 sticker price, but I had 40% off, so it was $120, which is over double the amount I have ever spent on a plant. The most expensive plant I bought up until this point was $50. And I remember when I bought that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm spending $50 on a plant that like might die. We've come a long way since then. So yeah, this is still like $120 is a lot of money. I'm thankful that it was birthday money, but I am really excited to have this in my collection. And I've been wanting to purchase like at least a couple like big plants this year, because a lot of the more uncommon plants that I got last year were all cuttings, which is fine, but they just take so long to become big plants. And so I'm really happy to have like a decent sized plant to add to my collection. So thank you so much for coming on this really long plant shopping adventure. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to subscribe, because there will definitely be more in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.